What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 179 of the Nonsense Review. That's right, we have the same amount of episodes as Clinton's has stores in the UK.
Oh man, okay, the card place, yeah. You said Clinton, I thought you meant the other Clintons.
That's why I specified the shop.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not going to lie, that statement is probably already false, because the reason I know that's how many shops they have is because they announced they're closing some of them.
Oh boy,
so,
okay.
That information may be incorrect, even by the time this episode goes out.
Yes.
But yes, I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
We're continuing our month of spin-offs today, doing, well, we promised it was going to be a lot worse, so I humbly present to you, much worse.
Yes, we were looking through the list of spin-offs and picking from it, and we saw this one and went, ooh, that's going to be shit.
It is. So for those of you who clicked and didn't read the description, we'll be watching Rambo Forces of Freedom, except I didn't type the M, so it says Fredo on the on the video we're watching. And
Yeah. To the same point that I thought, Forces of Fredo?
Fredo. I put both these.
Fredo. You did.
But yeah, I have a real problem at the moment saying the name of this show because I keep wanting to say Rocky.
Ah, yes, Rocky. Rocky doing a Rambo movie instead.
But anyway,
he's going around with his gun going, Adrian!
Anyway, I digress. We need to do our weeks. Those of you who aren't familiar with the podcast probably don't know this, but we like to talk about our weeks and the goings-on in the wide universe before we get into the meat of the review. We've got slight issues with recording this week, so we're recording on a Thursday instead of a Friday. If anything groundbreaking happens on Thursday or Friday, we're not covering it because we didn't record on the proper day.
Yeah, and we're not time travelers.
Exactly. So with that in mind, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
I have done shockingly little other than play Pokemon and finished Omega Ruby. Groudon is fun. I've got the post-game left to do, and Photonic Sun, which is a similar thing in a similar vein of Pokemon Ultra Sun, is next. Things I've seen in the world, though. Did you see the guy on the Olympics who lost the pole vault because his willy was too big?
No.
Okay. The International Olympic Committee is trying to stop this clip from being circulated, but you can very definitely see this guy's monster dong is the reason that he didn't get over the pole, and it's incredibly funny.
I mean, like, if the guy wore a cup, would that not just sort of solve the issue?
No, because it'd still be that size.
Yeah, I know, but when you wear a cup, it sort of squishes everything a bit.
You also kind of need every millimeter you can get. So, like, the physical size of the cup and things would still not be perfect.
I'm just saying, man. It's a dumb thing to try and censor.
Yeah,
like, who gives
because
a
now
fuck?
the Streisand affected it.
Well,
so now
it's one of those. Well, it wasn't on my radar. Who's the pole vote? Who gives a fuck? You know, like, here's the thing. It's like there's loads of memes come out of this Olympics. It's just something we have to suffer through nowadays because of the culture. And you know,
Yeah.
I've not found any of them particularly funny.
Oh, they're not funny apart from this one.
If you say so. Like, again, we've got different senses of humour in that regard. Like, fair enough. Like, I mean, you sent me a video clip before, like last night, and I didn't click on it because I'm like, I don't care about the Olympics and I don't care about this VTuber.
Sure. Oh well. And the other thing is we've got riots going on.
Yeah, this is also on my list. For those of you who don't know, because you don't live in Britain, we've got fascism is on the rise. They've got an unusually bold. This all sort of triggered. I want to say it was like a few days ago now, half a week, when 3 young girls got stabbed, and I don't know if they were murdered or if they are just in critical condition.
Yeah, I also didn't look at that.
But anyway, the perpetrator, the person who is currently suspected of committing it, and they're on video, and there's a dozen witnesses, but that's neither here nor there. They've not. I don't think they've been formally charged yet. Is the key point. Is the son of 2 immigrants, and it kickstarted that crowd because, you know, there's no rationale here for what they're doing. Like, they tried to burn down a hotel that was filled with asylum seekers.
Yep.
And it's just this isn't about what happened, is it, guys? You just want an excuse to kill brown people.
Yeah. And people that help brown people as well. We have someone who was having a day off in our village because the law firm that she works for was being targeted by these nut jobs because they aided.
Fascists.
Yeah. These fascist slash neo-Nazis because they had helped asylum seekers.
It's beyond ridiculous. And another thing that people aren't focusing on, which I think is kind of a shame, is they're focusing a lot on the fact that this person who performed the initial crime is the son of immigrants. And they're not focusing on the overt incel tones that are surrounding the entire initial case, because I really think that is probably the something that this countries in general really need to watch out for, because it's very easy to be locked in an echo chamber online, and incels are the fucking worst for this.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not an expert on the case, I'm really not, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a psychologist, but the few pieces of information I've gleaned from the, again, I listen to the radio a lot on the way to and from work, so that's how I get a lot of my news. A lot of the stuff that's been found out about the guy is he hangs out on certain forums, he laments about not being able to get a girlfriend, girls don't like boys who look like him. It's all incel rhetoric, and like, it's not the first time this has happened, and it won't be the last time, and it's not helping that the other undesirables are using it as an excuse to commit mass hate crimes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and I don't like to have a dick measuring contest, but this is just like one incident compared to the mass number of ones that you get in America, and the difference is that we don't have as many.
Yeah, could you imagine how much worse this would be if we had guns?
Yeah.
Not to harp on. I'm sure Americans are fucking sick of people always jumping to that, but like, it's so true. Imagine if the initial assailant had a gun instead of just a knife.
Oh yeah, it would be the death toll would be a lot more than 3. Well, even then, we don't know if they're dead.
It's really something we should have looked into before bringing it up. But here's the problem: is again, I got my source from listening to the radio, and they didn't actually say. They just said 3 victims, but they didn't say whether they were critical or deceased. But yeah, one silver lining which made me smile a little bit is during the initial day of these riots, which are still happening, by the way. They're still trying to organise them. It's very frustrating as a regular human being just trying to live in Britain. Is one of the first ones they did just so happened to be opposite a a punk concert, and the punks came out of the concert and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Another one is I've seen a big old street full of people and a little horseshoe of police. And turns out the police were protecting 6 Nazis from being like lynched by an entire street full of people. And I think that's a very good snapshot of how we really feel about these fucks.
I mean, it's been really amazing by anti-fascist organisers in general, because they've just been organising counter-protest after counter-protest, and I'm saying counter-protests when the fascists are very much out for blood.
Oh, yes.
As opposed to trying to do anything peaceful, because that's not in their repertoire at all. But I digress. Especially now that it's been a few days after the initial outrage, it's been very much that the counter-protests have outweighed the regular protests so much that a bunch of the fascist side are just not turning up, because it's like, oh, we can't kill this many whiteys.
Yeah.
I said whiteys, and I didn't mean that. I meant to say woke, but I used the wrong word super badly. I apologise.
We can't kill this many wokos. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we had that, like, it was maybe 20 years ago now. There was a planned National Front march, and that's what caused the Bradford riots, because the anti-National Front people just went round doing riots. And, I think people remember that.
I was 12 and I don't.
Yeah. My auntie lived exactly where it was, and it wasn't a fun time. But oh well. But yes, keep fighting the good fight for people that are doing the correct thing, and go fuck yourself if you're a Nazi.
I mean,
touch grass.
Like, it's one of those where what more needs to be said.
Yeah. Well, what does need to be said is, how's your week been, and what have you seen in the wide world?
This isn't a wrestling podcast, Rick, but I sure as fuck watched SummerSlam, and it might have been the best pay-per-view of the modern era.
Ah, sweet.
It was very fun.
What happened?
I mean, I could tell you what happened, but is it gonna matter?
Well, okay. As much as anything else you say about wrestling, like, man hits other man with fist.
Yeah,
and then gets them in a wrestle hold.
I'll give you some cliff notes. Logan Paul has finally had his title taken off of him, and I can only hope he's deciding to fuck off from wrestling, because yes, I'm not denying that he is talented in the ring, but he is such an obnoxious piece of shit and a disgusting human being outside of the ring that I don't want him on my TV ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, Rick, you and I, we're both over the age of 30, which means we were never the prime audience for Logan Paul.
Oh, no.
Which means every time he does something horrible, we're just like, man, what a piece of shit. How's he still fucking got a fan base? Oh, right, his fan base are children.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's got his title taken off of him by a chap called LA Knight, which is long overdue for that guy to get a title belt. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, sweet.
And the other big thing is Roman Reigns came back. Are you familiar with that name?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, so he's a pretty big deal in wrestling. He's been the top dog for a while. He's taken a break since WrestleMania, and during his break, another member of his stable has risen up and taken over as the boss of his stable, his team, his faction. And at SummerSlam, at the very end of the night, he came back and bet the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
And it's very much like, I'm excited to see what happens. I hope we get a Bloodline Civil War.
It'll be interesting.
And that's all I'm going to say, because again, it's wrestling. It's not really a news story. It's just, this is what happened on WWE television, so not much point in harping on it more than that. It was a good pay-per-view. If you like wrestling, you'll like the show. In other news, have you seen the new flavour of Jaffa Cake they're doing?
Last one I saw, I think, was lime.
Okay, I'm going to give you one guess, and it's not a fruit.
Oh, cola bottles.
Wow, how did you get that?
Yeah, because, I forgot about this. So, I have seen the lime ones in shops. I've not seen the cola bottle ones, but I have been shown a picture of them and been told that they're mid.
Wow, that's interesting, because here's the thing, right, is the other day at work, I found one packet of them mixed amongst the bread, and I went, oh, that can't be good. And then I tried to find some yesterday, and I couldn't find them anywhere in the shop, and I was like, oh, fuck, I really wanted to buy a pack, and I wanted to be like, oh, let's see what these taste like. Oh, they're shit. But it can't be good.
Now, here's the thing. I was hopeful that they could make the flavour good, but I don't know.
I mean, you've not tried it either, right?
No, I've not tried it either.
Yeah, it can't be
see
good.
if I can find one then.
Yeah, well,
for a reasonable price. Like, I'm not paying £4 for a packet.
Oh, no, it's Jaffa Cakes. They're usually like £1 when they're doing these limited edition flavours.
Yeah, £1 for the limited edition ones, or like 3 for £1.50 if it's the basic bitch ones that you get in a yard.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's good. A lot of Jaffa Cakes, their weird flavours aren't usually good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what Madman thought, well, these are made of jelly.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what jellies do you like? Like the one that I like that is not everyone's favourite flavour is the lemon jelly. Like, it's a real basic bitch flavour, but I think lemon lends itself really nice to light sweets.
I just don't like lemon in general, apart from lemon sherbets.
Yeah.
But that's more the sherbet than the lemon.
Remember when we were on Geek Week and I had lemonade and you were like, ethnic flavours.
You what?
Or so you were like, oh man, weird flavors because you were all you were used to Coke and Fanta.
I don't know what we're referring to, Rick. I'm very sorry.
When we were on Geek Week and you referred to lemonade as an exotic flavor.
I don't remember doing that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't recall doing that.
Yeah, fair enough. It was more than a week ago.
Okay. But yes, that's about the only good news I have. The rest are real downer stories. So are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Fur Affinity.
Oh, what's going on?
The owner, Dragonair, has passed away.
Aww.
And the reason why this came up on my dashboard, or rather in my circle of infamy, I don't go on Fur Affinity. It's not my thing. I appreciate it's a hub for furry art, and that's fine. The owner passed away rather tragically because he couldn't afford his medical bills because he lives in America.
Ooh, boy.
I'm saying he. I don't actually know if he is a he. That's me assuming gender.
Yep.
But yeah, Dragonair posted on Twitter not long before he passed away, and they got stuck with a $25,000 bill that they were struggling to pay, and then to go to a follow-up appointment, it was another $1,500, and when they said they were too sick to go to the follow-up appointment, they got a message saying, in which case we can no longer help you with Medicare aid. And it's like, what? America, what's up with your fucking healthcare system?
Yeah. I've just looked on the the front page, and they've got a thing up from a day ago.
Yeah, I believe the initial announcement of his passing was on the 6th, which was 2 days prior to recording.
Yeah. So it says the 6th, and it says a day ago. So I guess it was like about 26 hours ago or something.
Yeah,
it's just rounded it down to a day. Yeah, friend, family, pillar of the community, and respect for family's privacy. It says.
Well, yeah, of course. I bring this up because, well, again, it just happened to enter my sphere because the American healthcare system grinds my gears at the best of times. But the fact that this person in particular could have potentially not died if they just didn't fuck around with bills and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
I know it's never a good idea to think about what ifs and whatnot, but like, for fuck's sake, you're a first world country, guys.
Yeah.
Capitalism, woo!
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, anyone who is probably part of the furry community is probably aware of this, and they're probably not in the highest of spirits right now.
Yeah, absolute cornerstone of the community.
I mean, if they own the website, the implication is that they're the one who set it up in the first place, or at least maintains it.
Yes, there is a team that's still keeping hold of it, and I think it was bought out by IMVU, which back in the AOL days was a website where you could make little the little avatars that looked a little bit like MapleStory.
That doesn't help me at all, but sure, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, little tiny massive head chibi avatars that were they had a big enough face that when you decorated the face it looked unique-ish.
Okay, sure. But yeah, here's hoping that despite this tragic series of events, that I don't want any websites or information to go unarchived. I'll put it that way. And using that as my excellent transition, because I'm a master, Game Informer just fucking stopped this week, and they nuked all of their shit.
Yeah, so this was weird and out of the blue, and I was not expecting it, and yeah, take it away.
Well, what it says on the tin, Game Informer, which is formerly a magazine, I believe, run by the same company as GameStop.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
I might be incorrect on that one. They're run by a business that sells games anyway.
Sure.
I'm not sure if it's necessarily GameStop, but that's what I think. And yeah, they were just like, Game Informer is going to cease publication. And if you go on the Game Informer website, that's the only page you get. Their website is gone. All of their articles gone, blown up. There is a serious drive right now for people who have saved shit to come forward and join the project of archiving the shit that they can.
Yeah.
Because that's just, no joke, years and years of journalism just gone. And I can't imagine the writers over the years who have contributed to Game Informer are that happy that a big chunk of their portfolio just got nuked overnight.
Yeah, and there's a limit to what a Wayback Machine can do.
It's one of those where, again, there's a concentrated effort right now. I believe they've got an informal Discord set up for people to just be like, yeah, I saved this article from, I don't know, fucking August 2011, stuff like that. And, because people do that.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's something online that you like and you want to keep forever, fucking download it and keep a record of it, because you can't trust companies to not just get rid of it once it's unprofitable.
Yeah. I think when we looked a little while ago, I found out that the entirety of Wikipedia minus images was like 2 gigabytes.
Yeah, you said this. Yeah, this is on the podcast as well.
Yeah, so I said it on a different part of the podcast, but still on the podcast. So that's a reasonably interesting thing to just have in your downloads and things that you can look at for posterity in case that shit gets removed from the universe.
Yeah, it sucks. And the company that formerly owned and ran Game Informer was real sour grapes as well on the Twitter, because they tweeted not long after saying, I guess you're regretting not buying that physical subscription now. And it's like, the fuck is this for?
Yeah, if anything, you're vindicating not having bought it because you've decided to take it away anyway.
It's real fucking disgusting. And again, we are essentially, you and I, Rick, part of the first, arguably perhaps even the second generation. No, I'd say we were the first generation that had internet growing up. Millennials.
Yeah, kind of.
Well,
yeah.
Easily accessible internet. The internet as we know it today, web browser, you can just type and do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, so I was growing up during the very definite leaps and bounds phase of computers don't have internet, to rich people's computers have internet, to regular computers can have internet if you're rich enough to afford it.
So I was 8 when I had the first, when my family got their first computer, which was 1999. Oh,
yep.
Wait, that wouldn't be 8, that would be 7.
Yep. I think my first computer was about 97, 98. No, it was 96, 97, and 98 is when I got my first real computer that wasn't, something you got for like 200 quid from a guy down the market.
Yeah, no, ours was on like finance or something. Like, there's no way my family bought a fucking computer out of pocket.
Yeah.
And it was the family
got
computer.
It from Tiny.
I remember mine because, this was old school, fucking blocky, massive. We had a whole corner of the living room, just that's the computer, that's where it lives, don't fucking break it. And I remember we'd all have to take turns on it, and the only thing I would do on the internet was I'd go on the Beano's website, and it would take 10 minutes to load one page.
Yep, man.
Magic, right?
Man. Yeah. Like, there's a reason that Comic Book Guy had the thing of loading Captain Janeway's picture really slowly, and he got up to her ankles.
But yeah, back to my point of us being like the first generation that just had it more or less readily available as we were growing up. Like 7, pretty young. How old would you have been? Like 12 maybe?
Yeah, around that.
So, very much having the internet since we were kids, as opposed to like the generation before us would have been like, well, adults by the time widespread internet was a thing. And it really does fall on us and the generations after, don't get me wrong, they'll have to pick up the torch to, hey, you should really get in the habit of archiving shit.
Yeah, like I was 15 before we got like stable internet for ourselves.
That's fair. Oh, we had fucking AOL.
Yeah. Yeah, we had BT because we got phone from the phone company, gas from the gas company, all that. And it wasn't until I put down an argument that Sky was so much cheaper for so much more that we actually made the switch.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened to our household as well, except it was Virgin.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't Virgin at the time, it was NTL.
Well, the only two reasons we're not still with Sky to this day are that trees have grown so tall that we can't get an image from the satellite for the TV.
Okay.
And also, when we went to leave, they said, "Oh, we can reduce your bill by this much," and we went, this is the wrong answer, the wrong time to do this. We were a customer for this long. You should have given us a good deal while we were being loyal. So now you've made it so we're not going to come back.
I mean, loyalty is not rewarded in this day and age. You've got no motivation.
Oh,
to be
no,
loyal.
no, it's not. No, it's not.
Especially, by the way, I want to say this to anyone who's like considering leaving their job and they don't want to because it's like, oh, loyalty matters. They don't give a fuck. They just want you to stay. They'll say whatever they have to. Like the way
to avoid going through recruitment again.
Yeah, and in reality, what happens is when you leave, is they just don't recruit someone else, and everyone else has to do twice as much work. Like the way to get big bucks in almost any industry is to constantly bounce between fucking employers.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, but if you start on this level, you'll eventually become a manager. No, you fucking won't. Not unless you bounce between places.
Yeah. And what do you say, like, about a week ago as well, that all you have to do is think,
if you die right now, how long will it take to replace you?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, boy.
That's all you got to think about. If you die right now, how long until your job replaces you? Week, maybe? Now, bear in mind, I'm talking about my level of work, basic bitch retail, don't get me wrong, but, like, even if you're in IT, plenty of people who fucking do IT nowadays. Remember when we were kids, Rick, and we were very much encouraged to take, like, IT courses because IT is the future, and it's like, actually, IT roles are incredibly fucking bloated now.
Yeah, so the roles are bloated, and also I didn't do the IT GCSE because it wasn't a GCSE about IT. It was basically just write all this fucking English. And just show that you've done it in a word processor, and like, okay, make an Excel spreadsheet as well. Have fun.
But yeah, that to say, guys, I know I'm hammering the point home. If there is an article you like, if there is a show you like, if there is anything that is, as far as you're aware, only available on the internet that you like, and you want to make sure lives beyond the company giving a shit, it is your duty to archive it. Keep a copy for yourself. Like, fuck me, I think one of the best examples to point to is like the Lost Doctor Who episodes, where like like 60 years after the fact, might not have been 60, 40 years after the fact, some little old lady was like, oh, I have those episodes that you lost, because she happened to record them off the TV.
Yeah.
You know, archives and preservation are important.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think there's a ROM site that's just gone archive only. They've just turned over all of their stuff to the Internet Archive and closed down because they just can't be bothered keeping up with the heat anymore.
Okay.
A little bit of an interjection, my bad. Jack Black has said that Tenacious D will be back, but these things take time, and that he's still friends with Kyle Gass, but it might be a while before they do work together again in the future.
Okay, sure. I still think this entire interaction he's had with Kyle Gass publicly has left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Because publicly he threw him under the fucking bus, and as far as and that initial instance happened about a month ago. This is far too little, far too late, in my opinion. I'm not like going on a fucking rant about Jack Black. I don't hate the guy. I just think what he did was shitty, and this is too little to remedy it.
Yeah, and he's far from the worst joke about Trump.
Oh, it's dumb. Anyway,
oh well.
In other news, My Hero Academia ended, and people are fucking unhappy with it.
Yeah. I've seen the chapter.
Yeah, I also read the chapter, despite having no context. And without context, it seems bad.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a "and the adventure continues" final kind of panel that implies that, yeah, if he wanted to do more, he could do more, but yeah, this is your ending for now. The big deal, though, is that he has specifically shied away from confirming or sinking any ships, because he has seen that shippers are animals.
Yeah, except what's actually happened with the way he ended it is everyone's like, oh, Deku immediately got abandoned by everyone for 8 years.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to end your story.
Yeah, well, he's a teacher now.
Yeah, but 8 years, Rick.
Yeah.
8 years, everyone left him alone and abandoned him, including all potential shipping partners. Oh, by the way, he got cucked by Bakugo and the little fucking grape head dude. That's not me saying that. That's what fans have decided to... Okay, I'll put it this way. The fans are being super, super fucking not generous to this ending. I'll acknowledge that. But you know what I'm like, Rick. I find it incredibly funny when everyone's first reaction is cuck.
Yeah.
Like, I find the joke with what's his name's dad in Rick and Morty always watching dressed as Superman. I find that hilarious. I find Plagius in the Cut Cave fucking great. I think it's hilarious. And fucking the way My Hero Academia ends is Deku loses all his powers and then becomes a fucking cuck. Like, fucking, what is wrong with the internet? It's so funny. A spoiler for My Hero Academia ending, I guess.
Yeah. Becoming a super cuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But people are making fan art of it. Like, they're not showing anything graphic. They're just showing Deku crying while Bakugo is, like, showing a fucking ultrasound scan of what's happened to Ochaku, or however the fuck you say her name.
Yeah, Ochako, yeah.
Right, fine. You ready for my last bit of news?
Yeah, let's go.
Logan Paul is suing a YouTuber named CoffeeZilla.
Oh, okay.
I don't follow CoffeeZilla. I pretty much only clicked on this because it was a random fucking link thing on something else I was watching, because I go down YouTube rabbit holes sometimes. And the crux of it is CoffeeZilla is a journalist who makes his content is exclusively, or appears exclusively via YouTube, whatever. He messaged Logan Paul privately. He did an investigation into some sort of crypto zoo, a game based on cryptocurrency. Which, as far as the video is laid out, hasn't come out yet, and it's like everyone who invested in this should be getting refunds. And Logan Paul agreed. He agreed in writing. He agreed on camera. Blah blah blah. And to cut to the crux of why he's being sued is CoffeeZilla was like, here's another company that's co-owned by Logan Paul, and it's sketchy as fuck. So he sent a bunch of messages to Logan Paul in private saying, hey, could you get so and so to talk to me? I want to investigate this because blah blah, allegations, blah blah. And then I believe the message ended with something like, I'm giving you 24 hours to respond before I, dive deeper. And about 2 hours before that 24 hours were up, he got served these papers saying that he's being sued.
Ooh,
which is fucking
so
sus.
That was him getting in touch. There we go.
Well, again, like, the way CoffeeZilla paints this is like he's not randomly attacking Logan Paul. He's doing due diligence, and he's messaging Logan Paul to say, this is what I'm doing, and asking him directly questions that are either being dodged or answered in such ways that are non-committal. And, like, again, the thing that actually kickstarted this specifically is, like, he didn't even want to talk to Logan Paul. He wanted to talk to Logan Paul's business partner, who's been avoiding talking to him.
Yeah.
It's all very sketch. Now, don't get me wrong, this is very much YouTube drama that's being blown out into worse proportions because the American legal system fucking sucks. So for those who don't know, it's very easy and very realistic for rich people to just take the piss and bully people into silence and shunning up by the fact I've got more money and I can hang you up in legal fees for about 5 years before I have to worry.
Yeah, I can frivolously sue you over and over again and change the wording slightly so that it won't get thrown out of court immediately, and you will have to respond to each of these.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at someone who's the master of this, Billy Mitchell just does it all the fucking time, and that's over a Donkey Kong high score.
Yeah,
like. People do it over the dumbest shit, but it's like, if you've got the money, you can. Just abuse the system.
Yeah.
Anyway, Logan Paul's a piece of shit. He continues to be a piece of shit. That's just my opinion. I'm not slandering. It's my opinion that Logan Paul is not a good human being, and I want him to go away from the public light.
Oh, yeah, totally.
His brother's not that much better either, but at least he's going to get his head knocked in by Mike Tyson one day. Rick, what are we doing?
We're watching Rambo, Forces of Freedom, Episode 1, First Strike. If you'd like to join along at home, it's 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey, Big Muscle. Oh, I thought he was playing the air guitar. He's tying his boots.
Oh, you got to put the bandana on, right? That's actually not a bad drawing of Stallone.
Yeah, it's a pretty good simulacrum of a tank through the wall.
That dog looked incredibly scared. So I've got to assume that this is set after First Blood? Or is it set after the entire sequel, the trilogy?
I've no idea. I've never watched a Rambo movie.
I've also never watched a Rambo movie. I've watched the shit out of Rocky, though. Oh, look, it's Face.
Yeah. Cat face.
No, I was making an A-Team reference.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this is like G.I. Joe / A-Team, but Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby Spears Enterprises.
But the one whose face is... yeah, the one who was Face, her name was Cat, so that's why I said Cat Face.
Okay. Oh, fucking are we just going to start with a tank through the wall and the dog being frightened? We saw this in the fucking intro screen.
Yeah, we did.
Did you see it, by the way? That was a really good sleepy dog face who just like, oh, am I what the fuck?
A sleepy dog face that looked a bit like Snoop Dogg.
Ah, of course, he has to be Russian. I think he's Russian. Vaguely Eastern European is how I'd describe that accent. Are you hearing me okay, Rick?
Yeah. So...
This is all from the fucking intro!
Like, literally from the intro. It's just like Columbo, where the intro every week just shows you the episode.
I don't know, maybe. Never ever believe someone who says that.
Yeah, very definitely Jumberish. Yeah, you will get hurt as soon as it's convenient for them to do so.
Yeah. Why has he got a fucking riding crop?
To whip his allies, I assume.
Riding crops don't really hurt that much compared to actual whips.
Oh yeah, totally. They're not meant to be incredibly painful.
Yeah, okay, and that's the exact same costume that the face person had in the intro.
Yeah, and with her being an old lady who's now suddenly immediately spry.
Did she just do a Naruto run?
She's T-pose running.
Like, if they were serious, they would have just fucking shot her. Why did they do this? Why?
Because it's Saturday morning, and they have to have guns to be threatening, but they also have to not use them to be kid-friendly.
Yeah. It's like the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. Why? Look at this fucking wrestling spot of I need to stumble until I can fall in the pile like a normal person.
Yeah.
And that just gives her just enough reach to be able to reach the top of the wall.
Also from the opening.
Yeah.
He looks okay with the white hair, actually.
Looks like Sister of Battle.
I mean, yeah. Tierra Libre.
Yeah, so we're seeing a conflict in South America, I guess.
Yeah. So it's like a free version of Sierra Leone, I assume.
Maybe. For context, by the way, I've not watched a Rambo film, but I've seen 2 scenes. One, that epic speech of nothing is over. And 2, Rambo shooting a fucking arrow into a rocket.
Yeah.
How good is the Sly impression going to be, do you think? Because there's no way fucking Sly's voicing it.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. It's either going to be a lampoon, or it's going to be nothing like him. Yeah, nothing like him.
Oh, yeah, God, that sounds nothing like him. Just fucking... My name is John America Man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fucking... It's just Captain Planet kind of thing.
And this is just the fucking... this is just... They've taken the intro fucking animatic and they've just stretched it over 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, it's Shit Speed Racer.
Hey, yo, Tommy!
Wood.
Oh, they're in mountains now. I thought they were on a proper racetrack.
Oh, when did that crash?
Oh, I don't fucking know. Oh, is that the script? Fuck off! I know this is Rambo, but fuck off.
If only that was a viable episode title.
Yeah, fuck this race I'm in the middle of. I guess that's to show that first place doesn't matter. I gotta help my buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, first place don't mean shit. Time to be a pilot.
God, this is so corny. What? So the US Army isn't officially involved, but the top US Army guy is going to turn up in person. Oh, fucking... She's going to be choking on fucking Sly's dick by the end of this cartoon.
Yep.
Rick, we're 7 minutes in, and I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah, we've basically just seen expansion of the opening credits.
Is that a Roman flag?
I think so.
Yeah, that's something they have to say because they're talking to America right now.
Yeah, because, Americans would just have weapons and tanks.
Here's me throwing at you casually. I know technically plastic explosives won't just randomly go off from force being applied, but still, I probably wouldn't be tossing it back and forth.
Oh, also from the opening.
And I'm pumping iron power! Oh, he's not even pumping weights. That's just his relaxed muscles as he's tying shoes, as you say. I'm getting fucking Iron Man flashbacks. Oh, there's his boat.
The drums were so out of nowhere that I thought someone had slammed a door.
So, I understand. Why is Rambo not wearing a shirt?
Because the action figure don't have a shirt.
I guess.
Yeah, because this not quite general captain guy with a claw, that also looks like a toy.
Sure. Yeah, it looks like fucking Mr. X from the Action Man series.
Yeah.
Because he had a metal arm, didn't he?
Yeah. That, and he had toxic guts at a certain point as well.
Oh, definitely. Man, fucking, I love how Rambo's own bulk is his worst enemy in this episode.
Yeah. If he was just a little bit more twinky.
That's a fucking... Alright.
Yeah, give yourself a speedrun target.
How the fuck did they not see him?
I'm gonna carve my initials on you. You've got the gun!
Why did he jump up on the bridge in the first place? Why didn't he just jump into the water if one plastic explosive was enough? I thought the reason why it was going to be difficult is he'd need like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I thought that too, but also...
Oh, they're using their fucking guns!
Yeah, now that they're far enough away to be Stormtrooper Marksmanship Academy level of accuracy.
Oh, they were like automatic weapons, so I guess they got that excuse at least.
Yeah.
How? Why didn't... He just threatened to carve his initials in him. And now it's like, no, now we're going to take you prisoner instead of killing you, because I guess the plot has to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't hold your breath, Big Mouth.
Yeah, it don't make a lot of sense. I guess we'd recognise this character maybe if we'd watched Rambo.
Yeah, maybe.
Is he Jesus?
Reminds me of that buff Jesus from, like, Korea.
You missed.
Cartoon sound effect.
So when he asked for mercy, cut him down and bring him to me. I was like, okay, here's the thing, like, I get it, it's an impressive thing to put in your thing of just like, oh, snakes are nipping at your boots and whatnot, but like, if you're not moving, the snakes aren't going to give a shit.
Yeah. They don't have the predator instinct for something that's not moving.
Well, and it's
although
also...
they will size up and see if they can swallow you.
Well, again, it's one of those where like it's more of like if you're not threatening them, they're smart enough to know what they can and can't swallow. You know?
Yeah.
You're too big for them to eat, so therefore they're not interested unless you're threatening them.
Yeah. And if they're just big enough, then they're going to size you up. They're going to lie flat beside you and see, yeah, still not big enough.
Yeah, but you need like a boa constrictor, not even a boa, like an anaconda maybe.
Yeah,
like snakes just don't generally get big enough to be man-eaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saw that coming.
Yeah.
How did that not hit him? Why would you go near the water? Why wouldn't you just go...
He also had another guy as a human shield, so that's probably why it didn't hit him.
Bullets go through people!
Yeah.
These guys are fucking incompetent. Okay, just for context, by the way, that's really fucking hard to do, lift up a person.
Yes.
Like, the reason why wrestlers can do it is because the person they're fighting is in on it.
Yeah.
I know that's a thing from the movies.
Yeah.
Did he just throw him on the floor, give him a little punch, and then run away?
Yeah.
He didn't even knock him out!
That's how, let me out of the pit that you dug.
Just shoot him! Like, you don't need him alive! Let off a little steam, Bennett. I was hoping for more action film one-liners. That's gonna hurt. Yeah. Okay, so what was the problem with the pit when it's not even deep enough for them to struggle getting out?
Yeah, they can get out now. Oh, is this a wooden tank?
No, it seems...
Oh, no, it's just a regular tank.
Yeah.
It's just brown.
Yeah, to blend in. I was going to say, 2 tanks don't seem that impressive, and then suddenly it doubled. What fucking rounds have they got in these tanks? Are they shooting napalm?
Apparently. Just fire in that general direction and hope he hasn't moved to the side somewhere.
I guess, right? Like, here's the thing that's baffling. It's like, again, they weren't under orders to bring Rambo in alive. Rambo should be dead.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very much.
Rationing bullets.
I mean, to be fair, if you scorched earth it to that degree...
A 5th one has come out of nowhere.
Why do you sound like fucking elf? Why? How? What? You gotta explain! You can't just do that!
Teleports behind ooh.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Yeah.
They didn't hear that. Is that not the bridge that they blew up?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, so that is consistent at least.
Is he going to do a crazy taxi jump on his bike?
I mean, he's got to, right? Oh, apparently there was just enough of a lip to give him some air. I guess. Oh, fucking, this show's dumb. I hate it. That's such a Saturday morning cartoon trope for the villain throwing their hat down, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not home! I'm sorry, you thought things were going easy.
The, close-ups on the full screen face close-ups are a bit disconcerting.
Yeah, it is. Did you see the fucking suit of armour that's smaller than all the people?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I know Rambo's meant to be super fucking army Jesus, but one man against an army is not good odds.
I like that, actually. 50,000 miles or until it gets hit by a tank shell.
Wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if it just didn't start?
Yeah.
Dude, I know that's their temporary solution, but I would not want to drive over that.
Oh, definitely not in a tank either.
Are they leading the fucking tanks with a jeep?
Yes.
Dude, they're making
because
such
how else would you have a drive me closer, I want to hit them with my sword guy?
Yeah, I get that, but like, they've also only got like 6 tanks. They made it sound like they had a whole battalion.
Yeah. It's got auto drive.
I guess, right? It didn't even kill the guys inside.
Yeah, it blew the front off it. And it just calmly stood up.
It's still driving!
Same animation!
I mean, it is a Saturday morning cartoon from the 80s. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah. Yeah, the car's got auto drive.
Why? What? Grenades shouldn't be that potent.
Yeah, if your grenades are that good, just load them into the frickin' tanks.
I'm sorry, I thought that was a gear shift, not a fire the rocket.
I think it was animated as one, and then they realised they needed the other.
Says the guy in a fucking tank. You're not making a point when you're in a... You can't be like, I'm the super toughest when you've got a tank.
Yeah. The one that also gets me is, oh, I'm the fastest man alive. Yeah, but you're in a car.
I love how he only cares about his number 2, but everyone else is like, who gives a fuck? That's not how tanks work.
Yeah. Hey, Return of the Jedi reference. He's popping.
I forgot about this fucking guy!
Open your eyes, dickhead.
He looks a bit Jim Jonesy, and I don't like saying that. I watched a documentary on that guy lately, that's why he's in my mind.
Sure. They changed the design on the instant bridge.
I don't think they changed the design, I think they've just zoomed in now.
Okay.
Don't give him a medal! Don't give him a medal! Oh, no, yeah, no, you're super right. Certain shots, it doesn't bother having the sides.
Yeah.
I think it's because whoever drew the bridge with it fixed was just like, fucking, I can't be asked drawing this entirely, so I'm just going to fucking recolour what I already drew.
Recolour the original one, yeah. Recolour the one that wasn't destroyed.
Yeah. I might be being pedantic and I don't speak French, but isn't it salut?
Oh no, salud is the cheers.
Oh, fair enough.
In, like, Spanish or whatever, or Portuguese.
I'm sorry! To be continued?
Oh, I think it's one of those things that's always, like, every episode is to be continued.
I guess. Oh. We're just kind of fucking watching this right now, the credits, but I'm gonna say it, Eric, this show wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Hey, Saban was included.
I'm sure they don't regret it. I have never, and I mean ever, seen that vanity card in my life.
Ruby Spears. I've heard of it because they were the ones that made the Mega Man show.
Oh, was that good?
No.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
We can watch it, but it wasn't good.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm good. Rick, what do you think?
It turns Proto Man into a... yeah. It was crap, but like we weren't expecting it to be the universe's greatest thing in the universe.
I mean, I think the phrase is, the bar was low, but fucking hell.
Yeah, limboing under the bar.
Like, the bar was on the floor, and yet somehow, some way...
Yeah. Any more thoughts on what you thought?
I mean, it was not good. The animation was fine for the time, I guess. But, like, was it though? Because Scooby-Doo predates this.
Yeah, like, it felt like an animated version of comic art, you know?
I think that's a real diss at comic art.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like crap comics.
I feel like that's a real diss at crap comics. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. There's a certain art style from a certain year where everyone was using it, and I can kind of see what you're saying. saying, but I don't think that's a fair assessment.
Like the super detailed cartoon versions of human faces.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe they're just trying something new. This wasn't good. I wouldn't recommend watching it, apart from to watch it and listen to us bitch about it as we watch.
But if you've gotten this far, hopefully you've done so already.
Hopefully. Who knows? Here's the thing, Rick, is I'm dreading, like, putting this out, and we've gravely underestimated how many people remember this fondly, and we just get, like, 50 views, and they all leave comments saying, you guys fucking suck. This show was awesome. But anyway, I digress. We should probably do our usual wind down. You gotta wade through some shit, Rick, but do you have a favourite moment?
Oh, it's probably the montage of things that happen in the Rambo movie, just in animated form. So starting with chucking the rifles into the tree, and probably ending with popping out of the wall as a mudman.
Yeah, the popping out of the wall as a mudman is about the only scene in this show where I'm like, oh yeah, he did that in the movies.
Yeah.
I am kind of curious as to whether we'd have enjoyed this more if we'd watched Rambo.
Maybe so. It might not even be the same villain, but, you know, who cares? Do you have a favourite moment?
Think of something, Devon. Think of something. I don't know. Oh, fuck. I don't think there was.
Yeah.
No, nothing really stands out. It was all kind of a mishmash of crap. I don't do this. I don't do this very often. I try very hard normally to find a favourite moment, but honestly, nothing stands out.
Yeah.
Rick, weakest link.
I get you. Weakest link. It was so difficult to care. But I guess really it was the mentality of the henchman just choosing not to win.
Yeah, and, like, we can't even criticise this specific show for that, because it's something all shows aimed at kids kind of do. It's like, well, the good guy can't lose, so the bad guy has to do dumb shit to justify the good guy being able to get away. But yeah, I think the most egregious one was near the end, after the guys fell in the hole, where the number 2 guy was just like, stand still, Rambo, or I'll shoot, and then decided to slowly approach, and it's like, you weren't under orders to bring him back alive, so why didn't you just kill this fucker?
Yeah. And and the other one of the guys with the rifle, guy with the rifle who's saying, I want to carve my initials into your chest, and then proceeds not to shoot him despite pointing a rifle at him.
Yeah, and then after that explosion happened, they captured him instead of killing him.
Yeah.
It was the same guy.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Yep, stupid.
Come on, you gotta ask me.
Well, that was your favourite moment, wasn't it?
No, that was your weakest link.
Oh, that was my weakest link. But yeah, do you have a weakest link?
So for those of you who aren't following, because you're not going to appreciate that for what it was, there was a long moment of silence where I'm just thinking, Rick, you gotta ask me now. You gotta ask me. I'm thinking it. I'm not saying it. And then that exchange happened.
I thought the long tirade was just a follow on from you not having a favourite moment, but yeah.
No, that was me adding to your weakest link.
Yeah, it was just, yeah, exactly. It's just blurring together into a cavalcade of shit.
Oh, cavalcade of shit. That sounds vile. But yeah, my weakest link is, I'm not going to pick on this as much as it potentially deserves, but I was very much bitterly... My favourite thing from action movies, especially from the 80s, is the one-liner.
Yeah.
There was fuck all in this.
Nah, not really.
I can't think of any.
I get you. No.
The closest we got was when a knife got thrown at someone, and I was like, let off some steam, Bennett, because I love fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liners. And then, no, nothing was really said. It was just like, haha, target practice. But you missed.
Yeah. Well, it's pointing out how much he needs target practice.
Oh, I don't fucking... This show's awful.
And then in doing so, he left Rambo the knife with which to free himself.
Yeah, well, it's like hoisted by your own petard, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of cool. Like getting the knife out of the wall with... not out of the wall. Out of the tree with his feet and then tossing it up to his hand. Would look way better in live action, but oh well.
What's the betting that actually happened in one of the Rambos, though?
Probably.
Like, again, maybe this is just chock full of references that we're not going to get. But, at the same time, I'm pretty sure the original Rambo movie was a 15.
Yeah, at least.
So, what kids watching this cartoon are going to have seen Rambo?
Ones with irresponsible parents
I
who
guess.
let them rent whatever they like from the video store.
Man, that was a thing back in the 80s, wasn't it? But yes,
yeah.
let's crack on. Let's put a nice little bow on this very shitty entry into our month for spin-offs. Rick, who's your MVP?
Do we have to? Yeah. So, the incompetence of the villains.
I'm glad
without that, Rambo wouldn't have won.
I'll tell you this, Rick. I'm glad I don't do images for this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's your MVP? This fucking concept. The fuck am I meant to do with that?
Yeah, thankfully no image for this. Yeah, the incompetence of the villains, because without it there wouldn't be a plot, because it would have ended immediately.
I mean, yeah, Rambo should have been killed about 20 times in this.
Yeah. How about you? Who's your MVP?
I'll give it to the background artists because it was probably the least egregious element of this show.
Yeah.
The backgrounds were fine.
Frame by frame, it looked fine, yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of a cock-up with the bridge, but whatever, no one's perfect. And honestly, it's not the worst thing with the show is like, oh, this bridge between shots was different.
Yeah, I think they had the bridge, then realised they wanted to do things after they blew up the bridge, and then kept writing.
Yeah, be interesting to be a fly in the wall as to how the fuck this cartoon got created, but alas, it's not to be. Shall we say goodbye to folks, Rick?
Yeah, let's shall.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. As always, we've got the comment section down below on YouTube. If you want to talk to us directly, you can give us suggestions for future episodes. Let us know how wrong we were and why Rambo Forces of Freedom was actually a really good show and we totally shouldn't have shit on it. Alternatively, we've got an email address for those who don't watch on YouTube but listen via many of our audio platforms. That was a chunk of words, I'm sorry. Rick, what's that email address?
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yeah, I love that, because I just said all that so fucking fast, and Rick's like, I'm not going to fuck up my words.
Oh, yes. I'm going to enunciate. I'm going to make sure I do it slowly and clearly.
So yeah, with that being said, guys, join us again next week, where I promise you, we're going to be watching something much, much better. So until then, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.